Every year, when the first cherry blossom blooms, the painter waits by the old bridge. He waits for the wind to change, for the scent of spring to return, and for her voice to call his name again. Because every year she comes back, and every winter she disappears. This is their story, a story painted in light, love, and time itself. In the riverside town of Leorin, the world had lost its color. 10 years ago, a great storm swept across the valley, and when it passed, the sky turned to dull gray. The grass stopped growing, flowers wilted, never to bloom again. Even the river reflected only silver and ash. And in a small cottage at the edge of town lived Aaron Vale, a painter who no longer remembered color. Blue. Was it like the morning sky or the river before the storm? Every morning, Aaron painted the same scene, the bridge, the willows, the empty water, hoping that one day his brush would remember what his eyes could not. The townspeople called him the gray artist, but he didn't care. He painted because he couldn't stop, because somewhere deep inside he knew he had once promised someone he'd never forget the colors. One afternoon, while Aaron sat by the river, a warm breeze swept across the valley, the first in years. It smelled like spring, and with it came a voice, light, curious, almost teasing.
Why are you painting a world without colors?
Startled, Aaron turned and saw her. She stood barefoot on the stones, her hair glimmering with shifting hues, green, gold, crimson, as though the seasons themselves had taken form. Her dress shimmered like petals in sunlight, and her eyes were the color of everything he'd forgotten.
Who are you?
Lyra, a painter just like you.
A painter?
Yes, but I don't use brushes. I paint with the wind and the rain and the light of the sun.
She twirled once, and the grass around her flickered green for the briefest moment before fading back to gray.
The world's been asleep too long. I'm trying to wake it.
Aaron could only stare. For the first time in a decade, he'd seen color, and it came from her. That evening, Lyra told him her story. She was one of the painters of seasons, spirits born to keep the cycle of time alive, to bring spring, guide summer, color autumn, and rest winter. But when the storm came, her brush of light was stolen, and without it, the world had fallen silent.
Without the brush, I can't touch the earth. I can only whisper to the wind. But when I saw you painting here, I felt something. Your heart remembers what your eyes forgot.
She reached for his hand, and her touch felt like sunlight through cold glass.
If you paint and I guide your hand, maybe the world will remember too.
So they began. Each morning, Aaron painted while she stood beside him. When he painted blue, the clouds parted and the river shimmered. When he painted green, the willows swayed again. When he painted gold, warmth returned to the town. And with every stroke, the world awoke. Children laughed again. Flowers crept from the soil. Even the air smelled alive. But as the world brightened, Lyra's glow dimmed.
You're fading.
Each color I give takes a piece of me. That's the way of the seasons. Life must always cost something.
Aaron dropped his brush. He couldn't bear it. The thought of the world returning to color, only to lose the one who gave it back.
Then stop. Let it stay gray. I don't care about the world, not if it means losing you.
But you already loved the world once. That's why you paint.
Lyra turned to the river. The wind lifted her hair like petals caught in motion.
Promise me something, Aaron. When I'm gone, keep painting. Because if you stop, the world will fade again.
He wanted to argue, but the words caught in his throat. One night, the old storm returned. Dark clouds twisting over Leorin, lightning clawing the sky. The town panicked. Flowers withered. The colors they'd regained began to drain away once more. Aaron raced to the bridge, his canvas soaked with rain. Lyra stood there, glowing faintly, her form flickering.
Don't do this! You'll disappear!
The storm isn't weather, Aaron. It's forgetting. The world forgets beauty unless someone keeps painting it.
She took his hands and pressed the brush of light into them.
You remember. That's enough.
Lightning struck the water, and color exploded across the sky. Every hue he'd ever imagined spilled from the clouds like fire and rain combined. He painted as fast as he could, and Lyra painted through him. Their movements won, their hearts won, until the storm broke, and then she was gone. Only her brush remained, floating on the river, glowing like a fallen star. When the sun rose the next day, the world was alive. The cherry blossoms bloomed brighter than ever. The river gleamed blue and gold, and the bridge, where Aaron painted every year, was covered in petals that never faded. He spent months searching for her, but she never returned. Still, he kept painting. Every dawn, every dusk. Because with each stroke of color, he felt her beside him, guiding his hand through the wind. Years passed. The people of Leorin began to tell stories of a painter whose art could change the seasons, of a spirit who danced in his colors, and of a love that kept the world. In his final days, Aaron returned to the bridge. He carried one blank canvas and the brush of light she left behind. He painted the sky, blue for peace, gold for warmth, red for love, and white for goodbye. When he finished, he smiled.
Lyra, if you're still out there, paint with me one last time.
The wind stirred. A single petal fell onto his canvas, glowing faintly, then bursting into a swirl of color that spread across the sky. And for a heartbeat, he saw her, Lyra, standing by the water, smiling, her hair flowing like the seasons once more.
You kept your promise.
He reached out, but before he could speak, the colors folded around them like light closing its eyes. Long after Aaron was gone, the bridge of Leorin became a sacred place. No matter the season, its trees bloomed, spring and winter all at once. Painters from every land came to see the miracle sky that changed colors every hour. They say if you paint there at dawn, a gentle breeze will guide your brush. And if a single petal falls beside you, it means the painters of seasons are watching. Love isn't about forever. It's about what you leave behind when you have to let go. Aaron Vale painted because he loved the world. Lyra painted because she loved him. And together, they gave the world its colors back. So if you ever lose sight of beauty, if the world feels gray again, pick up your brush and remember them, because sometimes the most beautiful colors are the ones painted by goodbye.